And ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another edition of Monday Night Raw here in Universe. We're coming off the Royal Rumble pay-per-view. And we've got an interesting show for you tonight. We're kicking off with two men who came up short in the WWE Championship match at the Rumble. Triple H and Shawn Michaels, the Heartbreak Kid in the game, D-Generation X. But none of that matters right now because DX have been immediately entered into a tournament that will culminate at the No Way Out pay-per-view, which is a Raw exclusive pay-per-view. And that tournament, when it culminates, we will have the first ever World Tag Team Champions here in Universe. And admittedly, actually, we actually have 8 teams who are all already in the tournament. Well, I guess when it's all said and done, we'll have 8 teams in the first round. But we don't technically have 8 quite yet. The Raw GM is currently working on a deal that I cannot bring up yet. But we'll get there. But nonetheless, we've got some Raw teams. We got D-Generation X. And how hilarious would it be if it was rated RKO? That would be amazing. And crowd, put down those... Crowd, put down the sign. Crowd, put down the signs. Well, thanks, crowd. You ruined the surprise. Jerks. Anyway, that is right. D-Generation X will be facing a new team. 2 people who have never teamed before. But they're going to try things out after they faced each other on Monday Night Raw not that long ago. And honestly, they kind of earned each other's respect from the match. And of course, if you follow, you know that will be D-Generation X versus Dolph Ziggler, who is teaming up with the Brian Kendrick. Could Kendrick and Ziggler actually win this match? DX has been dominating, but could they? Holy shit. Pay dirt! He took Triple H out. Paid her on Shawn Michaels. Got a 1. Got a 2. Holy Christ! What? 1. Anyway. Forget the entire conversation I had during this match. Thank God I don't have a subreddit, because fuck, that would be on the fucking Reddit. Anyway, ignore this entire conversation. I'll just end it with, yes, I do think their last run was their best. It was not perfect. They had a lot of really bad comedic shit, but it wasn't all bad, and they were a lot more serious, and their matches were honestly really good going back to them. They had good matches with Legacy, Jericho, the Hart Dynasty. They had good stuff. Anyway, Kendrick and Ziggler pick up a goddamn victory in tag action. How the fuck are DX losing so much? What the hell? What? The Brian Kendrick and Dolph Ziggler, their tag team debut. They beat D-Generation X. They're moving on to the second round of the tag team tournament, which means that second round, and then because the second round will only be 2 matches, and then the finals is 1 match. The entirety, all 3 of those matches will take place at No Way Out. So Kendrick and Ziggler just punched their ticket to No Way Out. And we're going to move on to, finally, the Raw debut for Jesse. And he'll be taking on someone who has actually been on a downward slope as well. The world's strongest man, Mark Henry. So let's get into it. Oh wait, what the hell? William Regal and Jesse are fighting in the locker room right now. And the cameras didn't catch everything, but I'm being told that Regal stormed in here. I'm being told that Regal, he stormed into like the locker room as Jesse was getting ready for his match with Mark Henry, just kind of muttering something about Chris Jericho and the U.S. title. And oh god, the chair shot there. Jesse trying to fight back, doing the best he can, but he's waited so long for his debut, and William Regal, who's so bitter and jealous, he's so angry that this man, Chris Jericho, took the U.S. title from him. That he's taking out all that aggression on Jesse. Oh, now Jesse, look at this. Got Regal a powerbomb into the lockers. And why was there a replica championship of SmackDown's world title in a Raw locker room? That doesn't make sense. Okay, come on. Knee Trembler. And Regal. Jesse is not okay. He looks to be kind of like damn near unconscious. But William Regal just beat the hell out of Jesse in the locker room. I think it's safe to say he's not going to make it out for a match with Mark Henry. I guess we're just going to have to move on to our next match, which is scheduled women's action between Nikki Bella and the free agent, Katelyn Rain. And you may be wondering, why is this rookie Katelyn Rain getting another opportunity here when she lost in her first matchup with Gail Kim? Of course, she is still a free agent, but Nikki Bella, after losing her women's championship to her own sister Brie at the Royal Rumble, she actually demanded this match because, and I quote, "I want to destroy someone who won't fight back." Nikki thinks that she can just absolutely destroy this rookie and Katelyn Rain. No, won't fight back is not true. I mean, Gail Kim got like a decisive victory, don't get me wrong, when she faced Katelyn not that long ago, like just before the Rumble. But Katelyn still got some good shots in, but she's still a rookie at the end of the day. Like, she doesn't have that much experience. And quite frankly, she is lucky that she's signed with, or she's not signed, but she's quite frankly, she's lucky she's getting the opportunities with WWE she is. You know, really, she can really take these opportunities and use them to her advantage, whether she ends up signing a contract with WWE or she moves on to somewhere on the independent scene. Who knows? But she took down the former women's champion with a very nice tilt-a-whirl head scissors, and was kind of like peppering in their strikes as she's now wrenching on that arm. They're trying to wear it down. And of course, it is not out of the possibility that Nikki Bella could lose here, especially coming off of a loss in her last match. But Nikki shuts her down, and a swinging neck breaker there. And you know, like, obviously, Nikki would have loved to have her reign last longer than it did. And it may even sting a little bit that her own sister is the one who ended the reign, but I mean, at the end of the day, Nikki only has herself to blame. Not only did she lose to Brie, like, right in the center of the ring, no interference, no shoddy refereeing or anything, just a straight up loss. Look at this, a crucifix pin, similar to how Nikki beat Gail Kim in the Fatal 4-Way to become the Women's Champion. But yeah, like, Nikki, she has herself to blame, because not only did she just straight up lose to Brie right in the middle of the ring with no controversy whatsoever, but if she didn't constantly interfere in Brie Bella versus Kelly Kelly, we could have seen Kelly Kelly beat Brie and potentially have a completely different match with a completely different outcome. But Katelyn getting some good shots in and really making Nikki pay for those harsh words. But Nikki just knocking Katelyn down. Oh, but now Katelyn is the one that was able to spin out and drop Nikki with a swinging neck breaker. Little taste of road medicine there. And again, just really laying him with those strikes. And once again, going for the arms. And another European uppercut. But just as Katelyn starts to get something going, Nikki is able to shut her down and just driving the forearms into the back again. Maybe even getting close to the kidneys, perhaps. But Katelyn, again, was able to drop her with a neck breaker. She got the upper hand, dropped her with a neck breaker. But now off the ropes into a big elbow right to the face. But Katelyn not letting it phase her as she takes out the legs. She took out the legs in Nikki. But like I said before, every time Katelyn starts to get something going, of course, Nikki has more experience than Katelyn does. And she is using that to her advantage as the elbow knocks Katelyn down again. Let's Katelyn get back to her feet. As again, she's able to turn that around. And this time with a big snap DDT. Just planting her. Is that going to be enough to beat the rookie? Got a 1. Only a 1. Nikki sure thought it was going to be enough. But you're not going to beat her that easily. But a big bulldog from Katelyn now. As perhaps looking to try and keep her on the ground. Maybe not. As she lifts her to her feet. Oh, and again, just peppering in those strikes. And a big roundhouse to the back of the neck. Maybe a little bit closer to an enziguri, perhaps. But it looked more roundhouse to me. But just like that, Nikki Bella back on the attack. Walking around with her. And just throwing her for a gourd buster. And after the gourd buster, gonna go for another pin. Got a 1, got a 2, got a near fall. She's getting closer to putting away the rookie. Oh, she caught her and just threw her over the shoulder with a hip toss there. And Katelyn signaling to the knee. Oh, it takes her down. Now going for a pin on Nikki. Got a 1. Only a 1. Oh, and Nikki with a face buster. And now Nikki looking to dive off the top rope. Elbow drop to the back. Diving elbow drop to the back. And a knife edge chop, sending her flying. Now Katelyn off the ropes again. Oh, Nikki mistimed the elbow that time. We're going to drop her down with a side Russian leg sweep. But Katelyn fighting back. But Nikki caught the leg. And really working over the legs. And a look at that, there's the snap mare. That's the move that Brie beat Nikki with at the Rumble. And got a 1, got a 2, got a 3. Katelyn is getting better and even more competitive, but that is still another loss, and that is a nice bounce back win for Nikki Bella. Not as decisive as she would have liked, not as dominant as she would have liked, but nonetheless, it is still a win, and that is a good way to start bouncing back in an attempt to get back her women's championship, or what she probably still believes, in at least in a little bit of a way, is hers. But nonetheless, that is a good win for a tough loss for Katelyn. 2 losses in a row. But we're going to move on to our main event, which is an Elimination Chamber qualifier between Edge and Matt Hardy. Of course, Randy Orton walked out of the Royal Rumble with the WWE Championship in hand. Edge was the last man he eliminated in the 6-man pin give-up only Battle Royal. And Matt Hardy, after what Randy Orton did to him a few weeks ago on Raw, he wants another serious opportunity at this man, Randy Orton. So that match is next. And now, of course, like I said, main event time. 2 more men who failed to capture the WWE Championship at the Royal Rumble in that 6-man pin and give up Battle Royal. Edge and Matt Hardy. Like I said, Edge, he was the last man eliminated by Randy Orton, his tag team partner. And Matt Hardy, he wanted another shot after he went one-on-one with Randy Orton. And of course, Matt Hardy, in case you don't know, he walked out of that match with Randy Orton as the winner, but he did not look like a winner by any means. And the only reason he won was because of constant interference of that match by D-Generation X, who were clearly trying to make a point to Randy Orton. I don't think they necessarily wanted Matt to get the win, but they consider Randy Orton a greater evil. But now we got the match tonight. The man who wins goes on to join Randy Orton inside the Elimination Chamber. But the ultimate question is, what man will it be? Who will it be? Again, the big ultimate question. Of course, Matt Hardy, he and his brother Jeff have been doing extremely well here on Raw ever since the Universe mode started. Everyone else in the world title picture here on Raw, not so much. DX has been at best. And Rated RKO, Edge and Randy Orton, they've been, ever since coming together and making Rated RKO a team, they've been starting to turn it around, but they didn't necessarily start off on the right foot. But they have been turning it around, and that includes Randy Orton now being the WWE Champion and Raw being under the age of Orton. But now Edge with a fireman's carry there. Oh, now a quick O'Connor roll, but Mac's going to quickly kick out before the referee even gets down for the pin.
That'll do some damage.
Of course, no matter who wins this match, in all honesty, I don't think you can go wrong with a winner. There's a big flapjack from Edge there. And of course, that previous statement, I know Randy Orton will disagree. If he wants anyone in that match, you know damn well he would want his tag partner and friend Edge in the match instead. But at the same time, I would disagree. Randy Orton may be the Viper, he may be a snake, but Edge is the ultimate opportunist for a goddamn reason. And he will stop at nothing to do what he has to do to better his own career, even if it means stepping on the toes of his friends.
Oh, the punch connects.
Whereas at the very least, well, I guess in another way, I'm gonna immediately change and correct myself before I even say it, because Randy Orton, he's got pinfall. Oh wait, no, he does not. I take it back. I was gonna say Randy Orton has pinfall victories over both guys, but no, he doesn't. Because again, Matt Hardy does technically have a pinfall victory over Randy Orton. It's just, again, in that match, he didn't come out of it looking like a winner. That match would have been over had DX not run out and constantly distracted the referee. But Edge, he has lost. He has lost to Randy Orton. Again, he was pinned straight up. Now, off the top of my head right now, I do not remember who eliminated Matt Hardy in that match. I do remember that both the Hardys were actually the first two eliminated in that match. It was both the Hardys and then both members of DX, and it came down to both members of Rated RKO. Of course, I do know for sure that the Hardy Boys will be in the World Tag Team Championship tournament, but I have no idea if Edge and Randy Orton, Rated RKO, if they're going to be in the tournament as well. I would honestly doubt it. But I mean, if other people in the tournament have the possibility of competing multiple times at No Way Out, I'd have to imagine that, Randy Orton could do the same. But the Raw GM, I would also have to imagine, hang on, got a one, but still only one, but I have to imagine the Raw GM may not want, big spear, but I have to imagine that the Raw GM may not want the WWE Champion, his WWE Champion, to be in that situation. But who knows? As these two are just constantly going back and forth here. Edge fighting, or Matt Hardy fighting Edge off at every turn. But Edge finally gets the upper hand.
No matter who wins this one, everyone's going to feel the effects of this match tomorrow.
But Edge just can't quite seem to nail the big shot he wants to hit. As Matt Hardy with a neck breaker there. But can Matt Hardy turn his deep knowledge of wrestling Edge into him really getting the full-fledged upper hand? Because really, if anyone has had the upper hand, it has been Edge. As Matt Hardy feeling hurt, Edge not holding any limb. As another quick timed reversal from Edge, as he took a spear Matt Hardy again, this time off of the apron, and Matt Hardy went face first off of the barricade, as Edge just waiting for Matt to get it back inside the ring. Never mind, he's going to join him on the outside, and just wrenching down on the arm. Oh, now look at this. Count of three. Edge on the outside. Execution on the floor. Count of four. Edge, all you got to do is get Matt inside the ring. Oh, wait. No, Matt recovered a little too quick. Matt recovered way quicker than Edge could have ever imagined from the execution on the floor. But he's so out of it right now that he didn't even know where Edge fully was to hit that axe handle. He mistimed it completely. As I would say, this match is leading me to believe that Edge is going to easily get inside the Elimination Chamber. But I don't want to say that after Dolph Ziggler and Brian Kendrick defeated D-Generation X. They defeated DX to advance in the World Tag Tournament. And that is such a big win. As Edge completely shutting down Matt Hardy at every turn now. Just keeping the upper hand no matter what. And a big DDT. Matt Hardy busted wide open. As Matt being pulled towards the middle of the ring. And now look at this. The Rated R Superstar with the spear. Spear, spear, spear. He got it. Got a 1. Got a 2. Got a 3. And I guess you had to know that Edge was not ending this match until he laid Matt Hardy out with a spear, and he did. And just like that, the story of Edge and Randy Orton going for the WWE Championship is not coming to an end quite yet, because Edge has just earned his shot to go into the Elimination Chamber with his tag team partner and current WWE Champion. Who will be the other 4 participants in the match? We'll have to wait and see as Raw continues on in the coming weeks. But for now, that is the end of this edition of Monday Night Raw. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, leave a like, comment down below, share up on social media, do all that good stuff. And until next time, I'll see you later. Bye, guys.